As a review, here's what I'm up against. The wiper's not coming up through the upper cowl properly. I'm working on the cowl again. Here's what I've come up with. This one needs to move 70 thousandths that way. This one, 135 thousandths straight up. So what I'm thinking is, what if I go get me a hole saw that just cuts around here, and I make a piece of metal or use a washer and offset the washer here 35 thousandths, and then take the center. Well, here, let me grab one. This is not the one I would use because it's too big, but then I would take the drill out of the center that would normally go as a guide, and I would have the washer run on the inside of the hole saw. So when I put it down, it'll be offset the direction I want to go by half this distance. I can just drill the hole, turn it 180 degrees, weld it right back in. Do that to all three of them. They'll move up 70 thousandths, and it'll be exactly where it has to be with just a small little incision, as it were. And I can do that on both of them. Modified my idea. Seeing how these nuts are actually loose in here and they're just staked on the corners, all I'm going to do is grind those corners off, and then I will file 135 thousandths off the top of this, slide the nut over, and weld it back in. And then if I need to elongate this hole, I will, but that'll move the mount up 135 thousandths, and that should fit. Same thing with here, only I'm going this way, so I'd have to take metal off of both of these surfaces and move the nut 45 degrees and then weld it back in. And that'll take care of the loose nuts, make it more watertight, and it should be a really simple fix. This one only moves 70 thousandths, that one moves 135. Just move the screws, make sure I stay, use the wipers to make sure that I keep the distances correct. And actually, on this side, they're not correct. One of the screws, I believe it's this one, is in the wrong place. So I get to fix all that while I'm relocating the wiper mount. Well, here I am proceeding with that idea. Pretty simple task. The little file that I had was just about the right size, especially on this one that just went vertical. It was really easy to just file exactly as much meat as I needed. A little more difficult on the next one where I'm going diagonal, so I had to calculate how much off of each surface to file. Somewhere along here, I'm start listening to a Joe Daddy live stream, and so I just stick the phone over there by where I'm working and just kind of listen to him. So here I'm actually taking a picture and sending it to the live chat. Now moving on to the other side. Yeah, see, there's Joe Daddy down there. My simple solution for figuring out the calculations, just start filing and measure it with my calipers. Then I don't have to do math. Doesn't take much, and I didn't have to make any fillers or anything. I can just weld up the gap after the nuts moved. So here I'm fitting the wiper transmission, and the idea is to then go and check that I did okay.
And there you have it.
I just finished my modification on the wipers, and you can see they are now perfectly centered in the hole, and the cowl is clamped in place with the alignment holes in there. So to me that means I'm ready to start welding the cowl in. And boy, I tell you, that feels really great. Yeah, I'm getting ready to weld it. It's now in place. I left the wiper transmissions in, so I had something to guide to make sure, so I could lock this down while I had the top cowl on, the upper cowl. And now I'm ready. But I hesitate, of course, because is there anything I forgot that I need to do before I weld this cowl in? I don't know. I'm gonna go eat lunch and think about it.
Well, I did forget something, and I did remember. So I didn't show it on camera here, but I put that left torque box under tension again. I took the jack stand down that goes under the A-pillar. And it actually worked. After welding in the panel, I had gained back a 1/16 of that 1/8 inch droop that I created. So, you know, hey, I'll leave the rest to gravity.
Success! I just got in under the wire there on my gas, but I finished welding the lower cowl in. So these are 1/4 inch welds here because of the limited space. Then it moves to 5/16 as I run across there, and then 1/4 inch again going up the other side. But it's, hey, it's in there. It's solid. Woohoo!
And now for dressing off all the welds. You know, I've been using roloc discs that I get from Harbor Freight. You know, they only come in those little 5-packs. They don't last very long. Yeah, I don't know how economical it is, but I had at this time ordered a box of rolocs from, oh gosh, I forget the name of the abrasive company, but they're really nice. They don't get locked on so hard that you can't get them off. They have a little pad on the back side so that they're a lot easier and more averaging as you use them, and they last longer. When I remember the name, I'll let you know.
Well, it's in there. It's all welded in. Okay. It's, things changed a little bit, but everything still fits good enough. Well, as you can see, the lower cowl is in. It's primed. Now I'm just waiting for the bugs to stay away and the primer to dry. Next up, we'll be painting it for color. And I've got the wipers permanently mounted now. I got my gaskets. My particular setup, the way it was in the factory, it came with a rubber seal and a leather seal. Came with both. And although I got some rubber seals from CJ's, these are just a flat piece of rubber, and the original ones actually had a tube part that fit tight around the shank of the wiper transmission. So it was actually rubber coming all the way up, and I think they did that to help it seal. Although mine had disintegrated long ago. So now I'm going to put seam sealer around there. So I wanted to get these permanently mounted so I could seam seal the bolts and around the wipers before I put the color on. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Can't do any, you know, dirty, messy work now because I don't want all the junk in the paint. In the meantime, I've got a couple of designs of things I need to work on, so I'll get to that. And that's it for today.
Really looks good having it in there. It is rock solid.
So I just wanted to show you, I'm about to paint the cowl. It's been primed. I've got seam sealer, and I decided to fill this whole interior seam here so the water can't accumulate inside that cup in case there's a leak at some point. And I sealed up around the wiper transmissions. So everything is ready to go. I'm ready to, as soon as I have paint on here and it's cured, I can go ahead and weld the top cowl on.
Oh, hello there. Looks like I'll be welding in the upper cowl tomorrow. This is all, has 2 coats of paint on it. It's been primed, seam sealed, and 2 coats of paint of color.
So, that shouldn't rust if you ask me. I don't know.
Seems like it. Should work okay. Anyway, that's the story today. I'm just doing some painting. I'm experimenting with some magic catalyst hardener. So we'll see if the paint sets up good. If it does, then I'm home free. I'm going to use it to catalyze all the paint that I put on the floorboard after I put that in. Good morning. Well, the paint seems to be set up. When you look through the grill, that's what you see. I like it. Hello, today's update. The cowl is in, all welded up. I haven't done the grinding yet, but it's all welded in. And surprise, surprise, the holes don't line up any better than they used to with the export brace. So that must mean things are pretty much back where they belong. Not too bad. I didn't do too much burning of the paint, so it's good.